Hello, everybody. I saw a great video posted by, it was a quick short by Dr. Jason Fung, who's been a big proponent of intermittent fasting, real human diets. And I've read his book, The Obesity Code, is up there. One of the first books I actually ever read when I was discovering a low carb. And today I want to talk about who I trust and why. This is Anthony Stewart. This is Food for Thought, and we're questioning everything they've ever said. And boy, do we have a lot of questions. And sometimes the answers are not easy to find, to say the least. So anyway, in my clinic, I talk to people all the time, and most people that come in for laser acupuncture therapy, they're at their wits' end, and it's not a coincidence that they're either sick and tired of being sick and tired, or they've tried everything through the medical system, and they've had enough. Their bodies are getting beaten, and it's kind of outside the box thinking. And I get asked all the time if this works or not, and it does. And whether you want to get into it, why it works doesn't matter. I've seen a lot of great things happen, and quite a common thing is the willingness to either change or heal, or when you commit yourself to the process, it seems to be almost magical. Now, who do I trust? Why do I say this? Because everybody that I'm helping or coaching at one point or another, and including myself in the past, have been victims of headlines, victims of all this pressure to just, something gets blurted out and then it's either slandered, blacklisted, shadow banned, or whatever. And it's not a coincidence. And why I'm saying this is because I've said this before, and I look to outliers, and it makes logical sense to me that when somebody in their field or in their we'll say in their lane figures something out and all of a sudden is compelled to change, or be that warning shot, and it doesn't make sense to me that we just disregard what they say because it's not what we like, or it's not part of the narrative, or it's against, or obviously, the powers that be. So there's people out there that are educated to the to the best of their abilities, and all of a sudden things change, and they either admit they're wrong or find something out that actually makes them put everything, that their reputation, their career, their livelihood, their families, on the line. Now, some would call them heretics, some would call them crazy. And if you look at the history of some of these people, they are far from it. And I think a lot of times we just jump to conclusions or jump to what we're programmed for. And this is, sort of outside the box thinking, but realistically, this is logic. Now, Jason Fung comes to mind, Dr. Jason Fung. If you don't know who he is, he's a nephrologist, a kidney specialist. And he noticed he was having some, people were arguably coming in, from dialysis to kidney problems, and he figured out that there was a problem with the standard diet, and he started digging into it, and he's been speaking out on how fasting is a tool, and when he breaks it down logically, is he crazy? Other nephrologists went to the same schools or got the same education, yet he's speaking against the grain. We should be listening to him. We shouldn't be, just disregarding it as bullshit. Now, Nina Teicholz, another investigative journalist who came across something. She was doing a piece on trans fat. This is very loose. Ended up digging into it and realized there's a lot of problems with nutrition and food science, and what's happening with the big corporations driving our food supply. Now, is she crazy? She's a mother. You'd think that she wants to take care of her kids, and then she started the Nutrition Coalition. She's against the bureaucracy of the food guidelines, trying to get a logical, just everybody that is responsible for the food guidelines to actually come from about food, as opposed to big food corporations making this a problem. Now, Dr. Tim Noakes out of South Africa, he wrote the Runner's Bible, a marathon runner for his life. He is one of the 4 leading marathon or sports medicine professors. He taught it, and he ripped pages out of his own book saying he was wrong. He got taken to court. He won. Yet people don't look at this guy as a hero. You know, we do. The people that know better, obviously. Dr. Gary Fettke from Tasmania. He's an orthopedic surgeon who was sick and tired of amputating feet because of so many people coming in with diabetes. It was going out of control. He figured out a way to treat them with diet and lifestyle and got taken to court. By who? The cereal companies for curing type 2 diabetes inappropriately. Now, is that a heretic? To me, when you look at all the facts, that makes perfect sense. You know, and we're not even going to go into the carnivore doctors like Sean Baker and Dr. Ken Berry. You know, these guys are practicing. Well, Sean Baker was an orthopedic surgeon. He's now focusing on changing the medical system with his company Rivero. Now, does that sound like a heretic? Now Dr. Ken Berry is bringing out, like, he's trying to start the American Diabetes Association, I believe is what it is. Or something that's not the American Diabetes. Anyway, what it is, he's trying to redefine how we deal with diabetes. And of course, yeah, he's a carnivore, so he must be a crazy guy, right? 20 years practicing clinician, seen it, lived it. He's doing it himself. Now, is he a heretic? So it's funny how all these outliers that have seen, felt, and I mean, that's just to name a few. There's tons out there that are talking. Like, we have Dr. Anthony Chaffee. He's a neuroscientist. He's a neurosurgeon. He operates on brains. He's not stupid. One of the biggest ambassadors of a carnivore diet, specifically how nutritiously dense meat is. You know, you can take it any way you want. And then there's thousands of anecdotes of people that have done dramatic changes, some taking a lot longer, some have this amazing turnaround in a matter of days, which, you know, it's wherever you sit on this. The point is, outliers make change happen. We need to respect their opinions. We need to debate them, and we need to come to this understanding that this is out of control. Look at all the disease rates. Look at all our medical system. It's clear they want you on drugs. It's clear that that's their go-to. Now, do I think all doctors are bad? No, obviously, but they're handcuffed to the standard of care and what they can do, and they have careers, livelihoods, families. So it takes a lot of courage to step out of the box, to scream the warnings. And what I found was the people that have the courage to do so, maybe we should listen to them. And I found with my body, the more I dig into this, and I'm now feeling the changes, I'm feeling the difference. And it's undeniable for me that these have made profound impacts on my health, my mental health, my well-being, my physicality. And I just urge you to use discernment, not judgment. Listen to the people that have nothing or that have everything to lose, but they do it anyway. To me, those are heroes. And the doctors, you know, there's doctors all over the world now that are starting to step out and speak. You know, there's too many to mention. And today I just wanted to give you my perspective on how our systems are failing us. And when people speak out, maybe in some uncomfortable areas, we should listen to them. Stay strong.